Welcome to the preview for the one-off test between Bangladesh and India, which will mark the Bangladeshis' first test tour of India. So it's pretty remarkable, given how long Bangladesh have been in test cricket, that this will be their first tour of India. Bangladesh have played India in 8 tests so far, and that has resulted in 6 wins for India with 2 draws. So this series, it's a one-off series, so this one test will be played at the Rajiv Gandhi International Stadium in Hyderabad. Bangladesh are coming to this game with some pretty handy form under their belt, and they just come back from a tour of New Zealand where they did lose 2-0 in the tests, but were very competitive. Certainly in the first test, where they scored their record test total, 8 for 598 declared, and that test they lost late on the 5th day when the Kiwis chased down 230 odd, thanks to unbeaten ton by Kane Williamson. They certainly would have been disappointed to have lost that. They played okay in the second test. They batted pretty well in the first innings, but Kiwis got a 150 run lead. Bangladesh provided little resistance in the second innings, and the Kiwis subsequently won by 9 wickets. India, they're the number 1 test side at the moment, and they're in a period of dominance. They've played the last 18 tests they haven't lost. They've had 2 teams come to India for test series this season, and they've had the Kiwis come and England, and India have defeated both. The series against England was their most recent, and after drawing the first test, they won the next 4, and have been very imposing with both bat and ball. So this test is played in Hyderabad. The wicket is expected to be pretty batting friendly over the first few days, and then to spin later into the test. Weather isn't expected to be a factor, with temperatures being in the 30 degrees over the 5 days, so no rain is expected. Let's look at the odds. So we've got India as clear favourites here. They're paying $1.15 for the win. Bangladesh, as they normally do for tests, are outsiders at $13, with the draw paying $6. So what do we make of the Bangladeshis' chances? Well, they've had some handy performances over the previous test on both the England series at home for Bangladesh and the series away in New Zealand, in quite different conditions. Looking at them coming to India, where they were bowling really well with their spinners in the England series, so it's almost expected that Bangladesh will provide a greater threat from a spinning perspective than New Zealand, England, and the soon-to-be touring Australians. So I hope this is a great game, and I really do hope the Bangladeshis provide stiff resistance. It's going to be interesting to see if they can take this game the full 5 days and push for victory. Shakib definitely is going to be a focal point with the ball, but Mehdi Hassan Miraz, who won him the game in the second test against England, he might have to really bring a real strong performance in this game if Bangladesh are going to contend against India. India's batting is very imposing at present. You've got their openers, Vijay and Rahul, who are both in terrific form. Then you've got Pujara at 3, and the man who most considered to be the number 1 batsman in the world at the moment in Virat Kohli, their captain, at number 4. Indian batting, the team makeup hasn't yet been decided, and based on the way the Indians are speaking, they're probably going to go ahead with Rahane at 5 instead of Karan Nair, and then have Saha, the keeper, who's back, replacing Parthiv Patel, who did a good job replacing Saha for the last couple of tests of the England series. And then you've got Ashwin, Ravindra Jadeja, and then the question that we need answered is whether or not they go with the third spinner and play, say, Jayant Yadav, or have a sixth batsman in Karan Nair. So that number 6 spot is not yet clear. So then you'd have Nair at 6, then Saha 7, Ashwin, Jadeja, and the pacemen in Sharma and Yadav at 10 and 11. If you didn't have Nair, you'd have Saha at 6, and then you'd have Ashwin, Jadeja, Yadav, Jayant Yadav, that is, Sharma and Umesh Yadav as the remaining batsmen. So I like India in this game. I think they're too strong all round. I think the Bangladeshis will be. I think they're going to be more competitive than you expect. Their batting, I really like their side. I think their batting's pretty nice at the moment. They've got back Tamim Iqbal. They've got back Mamunul Haque. They've got back Mushfiqur. So their lineup is quite solid now, and it's probably their best batting lineup. You've got them. You've got Imrul Kayes, who's out, but you've got Sumya Sarkar, who's in pretty good form. He scored a 52 against India A in the tour game, and he also scored 86 in the first innings of the second test when he replaced Kayes. So you've got Sarkar there, and then you've got, after that, you've got Mahmudullah. So you got Sarkar and Iqbal to open. Mamunul Haque, who's back, who averages over 50. Then you've got Mahmudullah. You've got Shakib Al Hasan, who's coming off a Bangladeshi record of 217 in the first test. And then you've got Mushfiqur Rahim and then Sabir Rahman at number 7. So I feel that they got their best batsmen playing just about. But you look at the Indian lineup, and they're playing at home. It's pretty hard to compete with that, what India have got going. So I think India is going to score whenever they bat, whether they bat first or second, they're going to score around that 500 plus mark. And I think Bangladesh will probably score somewhere between 300 and 400. And then if that's the case, you've got a 150, 200 run lead. India's spinners will come into their own in the second innings for sure. Well, that's what I think. And Bangladesh, can they play 5 days of Test cricket? That's where the test is. So I expect them to struggle in the second half of the game, and India to come home with either an innings victory or a victory, or chase a small victory target. Something along those lines is what I'd expect. I think the game will be wrapped up late on the 4th day or early the 5th. I do think Bangladesh will be competitive, and they're going to have a lot of pride given that they haven't been able to tour India. India haven't really had that respect for Bangladesh, and I think Bangladesh are going to bring a strong performance, but if in my expectations, not a successful one. Looking at the batting markets for India, you're seeing runs all down the score sheet. You look at Jayant Yadav, he scored 100, batting at number 9 in the last series against England. Jadeja scored a 90. Ashwin scored 100. And then you've got the rest of the other batsmen. Karan Nair scored a 303 not out. He might not even play. And Kohli had a wonderful series, averaging over 100. So you've got batsmen who can score big. I'm going to go with Cheteshwar Pujara. He hasn't scored many runs in the last few tests of the series, but he did score 2 centuries in the first 2. So I am going to go with him as the best batsman for India. He's second favourite on the market. So you've got him at $4.50. Kohli's at a favourite at $3. And then if you're looking for value, Karan Nair is paying $9. Ashwin's paying $19. So if Bangladesh get a few early wickets, who knows, he might come into play. Bangladesh have got their batting market's pretty level as far as the odds are concerned. I like Tammy Mikol's favourite at 450, and you got Mominul Haque at 5, Shakib 550, Mushfiq at 550. So I'm going to go with Mamadullah. I went with him in the last test against against New Zealand. He top scored in the second innings. He scored 38 when they made 163 or something. But in the first innings, it was Sumi Osaka, and he keeps carrying good form. He's paying $6, but I'm going Mamadullah, $6.50. Bats at number 4. I think he's a class bat, and I think he's got a point to prove. He's only scored 132 tests. He really needs to step up his game, certainly to be in this Bangladesh side. He's definitely a very credible one-day player. Test cricket, he probably hasn't got it right there at present. And I think this is a good time to make a statement. So I'm going Mamadullah, 650, Pujara 450, India to win early on the 5th day. And I think it's going to be a great game. So let's hope both sides bring it, and we see some terrific Test cricket. And yeah, all the best with the decisions you make from a betting standpoint. And I hope you have enjoyed the video. Thank you.